Hello everyone, my name is Federico Valles, and with my colleague Maria Roxana Martinez, we are going to make the exhibition of this work entitled Context-Aware Applications on Mobile Environments Engaged by the Use of NFC. This work was realized by two research groups, both of them led by Rocio Andrea Rodriguez. One corresponding to the Interamerican Open University, and the other one corresponding to the National University of La Matanza, both located in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The authors of this research work are Rocio Andrea Rodriguez, Pablo Martín Vera, Maria Roxana Martinez, Daniel Alberto Giulianelli, and I, Federico Valles. At the end of the presentation, we will indicate the contact emails again, for future reference. Well, this exhibition is organized in 5 sections. These main topics are 1. Context-aware applications. 2. Mobile devices capabilities. 3. NFC. 4. NFC and context-aware applications, and 5. Reflections and conclusions. There are many definitions about context-aware applications, so only 3 of them that are considered as the most representative have been chosen. The first one is possesses the ability to automatically adapt its performance as a result of knowing the use of context. The second one is the context is used to provide information and services to the user, where the relevance depends on the task that he or she is doing. The last one is automatically provide information and/or take actions according to the user's present context as detected by sensors. The context-aware application, Google Now, checks the events in the user's appointment book, and if the present user's location is different from the place of the next appointment, the application shows the destination in a map and calculates the time of the trip, taking into account the traffic information along the suggested route. For example, this picture shows it's time to go. Due to the fact that the destination is scheduled, the system calculates and alerts the departure time. In the picture on the right, the user can visualize the arriving time to the next destination and this location in a map. To make this application successful, the user must feed the system with relevant information. Nowadays, mobile devices and mobile phones in particular offer the necessary information to make complete applications full of context information. Mobile devices and mainly mobile phones are personal. Because of this, the user is able to put in them information about him, herself, and her activities and appointments. Many times they are used as personal diaries. They may have information about contacts, names, telephone numbers, emails, birthdays, address, planning, tasks and activities put in the schedule, personal preferences, and access to social networks, which allows the creation of interactive applications. Moreover, mobile devices and mobile phones have several sensors to obtain context information. Among them can be mentioned GPS, to establish the current location when the user is in open spaces, accelerometer, to determine device movements. This can help to establish the user position when he or she is in enclosed spaces, compass, to exactly know where the device points at any time, gyroscope, to know the device inclination. This makes possible the development of rich interfaces which allow changing the visualization of the screen between landscape and portrait mode. Proximity sensor detects closeness and movements without touching the device, ideal to create interfaces where the user is not able to physically handle the device. Camera to take context pictures and with recognition software give the user information about what he or she is looking at. Wireless communication. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and telephone networks allow sharing information with near devices, internet access and determine the current user location thanks to the presence of a certain network. NFC. Near-field communication sensors can respond in different ways when reading a tag close to them. This will be explained thereupon.
Well, let's continue with NFC. NFC, Near-Field Communication, is a wireless technology that enables data transfer between close devices, such as distance of 10 inches. The transmission frequency is 13.56 MHz. For this, you don't require license. Two devices take action in a NFC communication. First, you have active device. The active device generated its own electromagnetic field and uses it to establish the communication, reading or transmitting data to other device. Then you have passive device, aren't able to generate its own electromagnetic field, so they have information that an active device can read or even modify. The one who initializes the communication is the active device. In some cases, if two active devices want to communicate, one of them must act like a passive device so that the other can read and modify its information. In this slide, we have different types of NFC. The types 1, 2, and 4 are normative ISO IEC. In contrast, Type 3 belongs to a Japanese normative. This normative is called Japanese Industrial Standard, JIS. In particular, JIS 6319-4, which has been denominated as well FALICA. In table, we can see characteristics of the different types of NFC are observed, such as the comparison of the rates with respect to storage capacities and speeds. NFC is currently integrated in mobile phones, tablets, game consoles, for example Wii U, and cameras, for example Sony and EX5T. The integration of NFC to other devices is being planned. For example, book readers like Sony Reader, or maybe notebook like HP EliteBook, Dell XPS 12. Every device mentioned as active NFC tags, but there are also passive tags in keyrings, car, etc. These tags are low cost, which allow including them in different environments.
Now we are going to explain NFC implementations in different environments. Referring to the academic environment, different implementations might be students' assistance registration by means of NFC tags, quota payments, control access system with NFC, which allows university personnel to enter some buildings only touching a NFC tag with their mobile phones. NFC library allows every member to borrow books, software, etc. in 2 steps. 1. The user touches the NFC tag located in the back of a book and obtains its information. And 2. The user touches a NFC reader of the library to finish the loan. Access system to bibliographic resources for each subject. A mobile library service is provided to allow book search, showing as a result a map with its physical location. This project was called a Smart Library. Information related to professors can be accessed, such as request a meeting with them and obtain the information content anywhere at any time. Referring to the automobile environment, different implementations might be Bluetooth synchronization, process between the mobile phone and hands-free devices. This can be made just touching the NFC tag of the car with the mobile phone. Car customization for different drivers, sound, air condition, screen mode, side view mirrors, seats, last destinations, etc. Referring to payments, different implementations might be 1. Applications to purchase cinema tickets. This can be made by situating posters with different images on it, each one with the NFC tag. The poster must have the indications to buy a cinema ticket, showing the different available movies, timetables, number of people who have bought the ticket, etc. 2. Electronic bill through intelligent card systems like Octopus Card in Hong Kong, Suica Card in Tokyo, Oyster Card in London, or Touch and Travel in Germany. Referring to senior citizen assistance, the purpose is that in case of emergency, a user can ask for help in an easy way, touching a frame with an image on it with the mobile phone. It generates two service possibilities. 1. A phone call to the emergency number. 2. The sending of a text message to two different relatives. Referring to geolocation in internal spaces, users which have a navigation application in their phones can determine their current position inside the building by touching the NFC tag of the building with their mobile phone. Referring to intelligent building, the devices are controlled by the request of the NFC phone. An NFC mobile device can act as a key to enter to a physical space, and also it can control different devices of the environment to manage an intelligent space. Referring to information and tourism, applications are being developed to satisfy tourist guide, museum, and mobile interaction with public posters. The idea is to obtain detailed information by touching certain objects with a mobile phone.
Context-aware applications automatically take information from the surrounding environment to adapt its functionality to the current situation. But many times this information is too late to build in a particular application. The user takes part at this point by configuring the application and indicating the actual context. For example, the sound profiles changing depending on the place where the user is located, in a meeting, driving, or in an open space. These profiles can be manually or automatically changed by detected context parameters, like a Wi-Fi network, by using specially designed applications. Sometimes there is no way to detect the context, so user intervention is required. This is where MSIVISM helps the user by quickly controlling an application when he or she approaches a mobile device to a certain tag. For example, a teacher who enters a class can touch an NFC tag with his or her mobile device, and consequently, the phone will change its sound profile to vibration mode, and furthermore device can bring the list of students in order to register the assistance. Then, when the class has finished, the teacher taps the NFC tag again and his or her profile sound go back to the original mode. When he or she is going back to his or her house, the hands-free can be activated when he or she enters the car. A certain tag could be used to modify the phone functionality in different ways according to the user's profile. For example, the same tag situated in the classroom can be used by the student to register their assistance. NFC tags also allow adding information to physical objects because that information can be stored in the tag. This is useful, for example, in museums where the users can get brief description of each piece of art without using network resources. The access to a descriptive text stored in an object could have made through a QR code, quick response code. However, there are a certain number of requisites. First, code quality, printed in an appropriate size, etc. In some cases, it might be difficult to read the code stuck to a stained glass because of light reflections. Then, the user must have a reading system installed in his or her mobile device, and he or she have to aim the camera of the device to the QR code. NFC doesn't require user manipulation. The application reads the tag by approach. It doesn't exist any difficult like the reading of a QR code in some places. Passive NFC tags inside cars, key rings, are low cost and the storage possibility is quite important. Nowadays, almost every mobile phone for sale has an integrated camera which is necessary to install a reading program in order to read a QR code. So, what is the problem about NFC? Well, the model of a mobile phone may include NFC or not depending on the country where it's bought. These situations make it difficult to develop massive applications that use NFC technologies. Nonetheless, the tendency is incorporating the technology in every new device. This technology, with the help of mobile phone existing sensor, is promoting the development of new context-aware applications that give useful information to users in the right moment. For example, maps, available road, information about some object, or maybe time of a shared trip. Changing the functionality of the mobile device, taking into account their activities, and personalize other objects, for example, a car, day of a seat, or maybe your favorite radio station, etc. Regarding to security, as NFC is a short-distance communication, it doesn't present difficulties in terms of signal interception. A phone can't read an NFC tag when it's locked. This prevents that anyone can close a tag or device to a user phone, for example, store it in a pocket and trigger an unwanted action. A point very important is if the NFC is used for payment, it's important to allow us ask for a user password to validate the transaction. Well, some conclusions about this paper. Mobile devices offer the ideal hardware for context-aware applications due to their ability to obtain environment information where they are located. They are also capable of accessing users' personal information. These types of applications make tasks easier to the user and offer helpful tools in different situations. NFC is a technology easy to integrate in diverse devices. It is in constant progress and allows completing these applications by developing more natural interfaces for the user. The present paper shows the different ways to use NFC with context-aware applications. For example, having an NFC tag inside the car so that the telephone configuration can be changed or even to adapt the car to the user needs. It may be noted the huge NFC implementations in today's world. Thank you for your attention. For any question about this talk, they may send an email to the email boxes appear on the screen. We hope you liked the presentations. Authors: Rocío Andrea Rodríguez, Pablo Martín Vera, María Roxana Martínez, Daniel Alberto Giulianelli, Federico Ezequiel Valles. Again, thank you very much.